Get ready, because you about to be an ATLien.
Well, there's been a lot of scandal going on with and just like that, because Sex in the City was my thing, back in the day. We love the Sex in the City movies, part one and part two. We love Mr. Big. We love Carrie, Samantha, all the other ones. I don't even know, but we love everybody. Okay, so now. And just like that, in the first episode, sorry, spoiler alert. If you haven't watched the first episode, tune out right now. Close your ears. In the first episode, Mr. Big had, died. Okay. Died. Spoiler alert. Okay. And everybody was shocked because he had passed away while he was riding his Peloton bike. Everybody's like, Peloton increases your heart rate. It is so good to exercise. But he had a heart attack and he passed out and he passed away. And by the time Carrie got home, he was up just enough to give her that final look before he passed out and he was gone for forever. So Mr. Big actually did Mr. Big, Chris Noth. Okay, Chris Noth, and I have a reason why I'm bringing this up. Just follow along. Chris Noth actually did a commercial, had a big old contract with Peloton, and they hold on. I want to show you this because they pulled it from the internet. They wiped it clean, but it might still be on YouTube. Hold on. Let me put my thingamajiggy up. Hold on, the views and opinions. No, not that one. Disclaimer. Okay. The copyright disclaimer. Okay. This is for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. We are researching this right here. Okay. So this ad he did that he was paid a lot of money for, they pulled it off the internet, but we're gonna watch it first and then I'm gonna talk about it.
To new beginnings.
To new beginnings. You look great.
Oh, I feel great. Should we take another ride? Life's too short not to.
And just like that, the world was reminded that regular cycling stimulates and improves your heart, lungs, and circulation, reducing your risk of cardiovascular diseases. Cycling strengthens your heart muscles, lowers resting pulse, and reduces blood fat levels. He's alive.
And just like that, he's alive. Okay. So yes, he got paid a whole bunch of money for that. And do you know they scrubbed it off the internet? Peloton even pulled it off of their website. And you know why? You know why? Because Chris Noth has been accused of sexual improprieties with a few women from 10, 15, whatever years ago. Now, when you put all the stories together and you start thinking about it, like, why on earth would they kill Mr. Big on the first episode? I'm like, the HBO and Sex in the City and all of them know that all of this was about to come down the pipeline before they kicked him off the show. I don't know, but it's giving me scandal tease, honey. Scandal. It is messy. Then he got paid all of that money to do the Peloton ad, and I guess Peloton didn't know that he had been accused of all that stuff because as soon as they found out, honey, they pulled the ad. But he still got paid. But the allegations are kind of sketchy too. Now, listen. I don't like the victim blame or nothing, but when you start listening to some of these allegations, which is like, oh, this happened in 1995, and I'm just pulling numbers out the air. Don't quote me, but it happened like 10, 15 years ago, and I went up to his suite, and he wanted to give me a book, and then when I got there, he stuck his penis in my mouth, and I don't know what had happened, and then he made me have sex with him, and I don't understand what had happened. But he was like a god to me. I loved Mr. Big, but he did it, and I didn't want it. So it's like when you start reading, it's like what? And then they was like, oh, it was a trigger because I saw him promoting Sex in the City, and now it's a trigger. And I don't know. I just got to tell my story. Then somebody else came forward and said the similar story. Yeah, and then what happened? I went to his room and then he pulled off my pants and we had sex from the back, and I was looking at myself in the mirror and I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway, and I thought it would be a cute story because he had kissed me first, but I just thought, I tell my friends, Mr. Big kissed me, but no, he wanted more. And so I don't understand what had happened because next thing I know, we was having sex and he sent me home and now I'm sad. So I'm just like, well, Chris, not, I don't, anyway. Mr. Big made a statement, child, about it, and he said he categorically denied the allegations by these women's, honey. He said that there is no way. Hold on. He said, hold on. The first person who alleged the improprieties was Zoe. Okay. After Zoe graduated from college in 2004, she was 22 years old. She moved to LA to work in an entry level job for a high profile firm where Chris Knott, aka Mr. Big, and other celebrities regularly had business. He would walk by my desk and flirt with me. He somehow got my number from the directory and was leaving messages on my phone. My boss was like, Mr. Big's leaving messages on your voicemail. Zoe also let her boss listen to some of the flirty messages. So when you read this, you was like, well, okay. I'm not saying that if he did do anything that it was right. I'm just saying when you read it, it's giving me all kind of I liked him and I wanted to chill with him. And the rest is history because it's like you can never tell a woman when to tell her story, but the timing is a little sketch. Anyway, it says the ex-boss said she thought it odd that Knott, who was around 49 at the time, had gotten Zoe's number and left those messages. But she says she didn't find it alarming. This was peak Sex in the City, she says. He was like a god to us. Anyway, Knott says he didn't do it. He says, my name Wes, I ain't in that mess, but they are pulling all of his advertisements and everything off of Peloton. Also, word on the curb, or some of us like me tend to believe that that is the reason why he was killed off on the first episode because they seen it coming. They seen it coming. Here is what he said. Oh, a third woman. Hold on. This is breaking news. Third woman alleges comes forth to accuse Sex and the City star Chris Knott of sexual assault. The woman alleges that the actor assaulted her in 2010 at a Manhattan restaurant he frequented. My limbs hurt in the morning. A 30-year-old female tech executive alleges she was sexually assaulted by the Sex and the City star while working as a hostess and lounge singer at the Midtown Manhattan restaurant in the Marino in 2010. At the time, she was 18 and he was 55. Oh, Chris been getting it in. The latest victim to speak out is a friend I met at an acting school who first told me of her assault the day after it took place in 2010. She has been grappling with the traumatic incident ever since she found herself alone with Knott in a dark office many, many years ago. In the wake of the Hollywood Reporter article, she came forward with her story on Thursday and provided an account of her assault, and she says was written in October of 2020. Her name has been changed to protect her identity. Well, there you have it. There go number 3. I wonder how many more gonna come out. You think they're gonna Bill Cosby him? He gonna have 25, 35, 45, 55 women? Because I know Mr. Biggs was getting it in back in the day. Hold on. Well, he is Mr. Big. I'm sure some of those girls were curious to see how he got the name. Okay. He said, here's his response. The accusations against me made by individuals I met years, even decades ago, are categorically false. These stories could have been from 30 years ago or 30 days ago. No means no. This is a line I did not cross. Well, Mr. Big is 67 now? Lord. Anyway, he goes on to say the encounters were consensual. It's difficult not to question the timing of these stories coming out. I don't know for certain why they are surfacing now, but I do know this. I did not assault these women. So that's what he said. Mr. Big said he didn't do it. He didn't do it. And here's a picture for those of y'all who want to see what he looked like. Oh, there he is, honey, in his glory, Mr. Big, honey. Um, it's coming. It's coming. Y'all don't tell me when to talk about what I want to talk about. If you want to hear what I want to talk about, sit and chill. If you don't, move along. Okay? Be cute. Keep it on mute. He should have kept it in his pants. Okay? He did it, Princess AG. You think he did it? I don't know. It's just something about the Me Too movement and all of that stuff. Is just, I don't know. I mean, like I said, you can't tell a woman when to tell her story, but the timing is suspect. And the timing is suspect. That's all.